Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boston by Night as we are introducing another character. The lake house is calm. There's a stillness to the water as it almost rushes through that kind of midsummer air, creates this odd humidity. Everything, again, it's just so still. It's almost as if the water itself knows that things aren't quite the same, aren't quite complete. As when Karen wakes up slowly, she looses herself from the familiar softness. She can still smell the kind of Mediterranean smell of your sire's house. You wake up and you see that familiar raven sitting right outside the window, just almost doing like a 360 spin of the room you're in, and then kind of just pecks the window and then flies around and just lands itself again on another window of the house. It's always odd that Raven is there every morning, not every night you wake up, always, no matter the time. It's always there. But you wake.
She does. It's a bit early, as always. Um, she does her usual kind of take stock of things. Still getting used to things even now. It's been a while, but there's a certain unreality to all of it. Especially when she leaves to go do normal things, like a normal person, as if things hadn't changed and been turned completely upside down. She will kind of wave at the raven, as is her custom at this point.
Raven
She's
just
debated
gives
naming the thing, but suspects that it might have one of its own, so
Raven just cocks his head and gives you the through the window you can even hear it.
definitely, yes. I I agree. Kind of squints at it a little bit.
You see then it flies off and lands at another window and just almost seems to inspect it, cocking its head from side to side.
And she kind of gets up, puts on, jeans and a t-shirt. Just pretty usual. Drags a brush through her hair. Like, I'm presentable. It's good.
Again, as you wander around and Annie Marie's house, again, it's just so much books, so much knowledge. It just almost seems stored here like a cave. You're not sure where the hell she is, but you always know you always do get up before her, but you're just not sure where the hell she is half the time. Is she in the lake? Is she around the house? It's just what do you do as you're pottering around?
She pokes at books occasionally, but she's never really been a book person, particularly. Um, Still avoiding the windows a bit since it's summer's coming and the days are getting longer and the nights are getting shorter, and they make her a bit nervous. Um, Not having done anything stupid like trying to watch the sunrise or anything yet, but there's a certain as yet unaddressed anxiety about what would happen if she got too close to the twilight that's currently filtering in. And she like the urge to go poke at things in the kitchen faded after about the first week when she was like, oh yeah, that's not going to work. She's a bit bitter about the fact that she can't enjoy a proper lager anymore, but what you gonna do? But it's kind of aimless wandering until she feels comfortable going outside, and she'll wander out barefoot down to the pier.
Again, the water kind of touches that, like slowly creaks along. You can hear the slow swishing of waves. Everything just again is still. You can see almost this kind of myriad of like ripples, almost creating like a whirlpool out in the center, just whoomp, 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 as they kind of echo back in onto the shoreline of the pier.
And she'll kind of watches the water for a bit. Takes stock of whether or not she feels hungry this morning.
How close do you get to the water?
Not very close. It still gives her the creeps. It's difficult to forget dying. It hurt a lot, which she is firmly reminded of anytime she goes near the water. She has not been convinced to go swimming again.
Eventually, you look out in the distance, you see something literally rising out of the water. Almost slowly. It's almost like the ripples begin to become more intense then. Like almost begin to wash at your feet.
She steps back.
And you see your
Up
sire
the
just
bank.
literally, like, a head just comes out of the water, essentially.
There's a total lack of surprise, although, a couple months ago, the notion that someone could, in fact, pretend that they were the Lady of the Lake would have been like, whatever. She's just like, yeah, no, that seems reasonable. That's where she lives.
You see her swim out, like, very expertly swim out, and she comes rising. Her clothes are soaked. Her hair is matted, and she'll look up at you with a smile on her face. Morning.
Morning.
I had to feel close to the water today.
Don't you always?
Why'd you think I built this place?
Because you got money.
She'll, like, start to wring out her hair a bit, twisting it. That too. But always have to feel close to the lake.
Yeah.
She'll just smile. Everything okay?
Yeah. Got up. Said hi to the bird. She
She'll
shrugs.
look at the bird. You can roll a peony on your sire. She's looking over at the bird. We're in the Boston dice roll in the party van, by the way.
Trying.
It's okay.
It's on this list somewhere. I don't.
It's all right.
Welcome to the party van. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. To find my peony. What am I doing? Oh. No empathy. I should probably work on that.
Who needs empathy?
Aha! Another one that thinks empathy is overrated.
No, I thought it was inappropriate for the character because she's kind of dense.
And that's an inside joke only very few will get.
Who needs empathy? Who needs empathy?
Who needs
anyway?
empathy? It's overrated.
That's a no.
You can't read the expression on her face. She just seems to watch, the Raven as he goes, checkpoint here, checkpoint there, checkpoint here. And she'll turn and look at you. Come on inside. I need to dry off, and I've got a job for you.
Okay. She'll be like, all right, whatever. Cool.
As Annabelle Marie walks in, you can see the floor is warped from obviously the amount thousands of times she's walked on the wooden floor with her wet feet. She'll turn and eventually, just let her hair dry as she turns and switches on things, and will turn and open up her laptop and stare at it for a second and close it. We'll turn and look back at you. Your construction job. You're going to work tonight, yeah?
I was planning on it, but I mean, I gotta do something. Then I gotta do something.
That's good. I'm going to need you to stay after work and do something for us. For me.
Oh, after? Yeah, it's easy.
She just nods. She twitches her shoulder a bit. We need you to sabotage one of the machines there. It will be in the construction yard across from where you are. One of the competitors.
Wait, what?
She'll open up her laptop and show you it again. Mason and Harvey's is where the one where the construction site you are. It's literally like 2 blocks downward from where you work. We need you to sabotage one of the machines in there.
Her expression suggests that despite the fact that she is now a blood-sucking undead monster and has been, assaulting people to keep herself fed, so the fact that she was going to end up being a criminal had not yet crossed her mind. It was like, huh? Why?
They are overcompeting. I'm going to put it this simply. They're overcompeting and causing a lot of issues for us. We are trying to make sure that your company is succeeding. It's a jungle out there, and sometimes you have to make sure the predator is hindered somewhat.
I mean, yes. But okay.
Roll me another perception empathy on Annie Marie.
2 successes.
You can tell she doesn't try to hide this from you. She doesn't feel comfortable with you doing this. There's almost a sort of reservation in her voice. It's like she's almost worried for you.
This is for the record. This is the first time that Karen has really questioned anything. Her sire has told her, because usually it's just like, okay, you clearly know more about the fucking universe than I do. Because up until I met you, I thought you were a myth. So, but this is weird.
She'll sit down and reach to touch Karen's hand, essentially. I don't like that you have to do this, but sometimes we have to do things we don't like in order to further some goals that we need.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is gonna sound really dumb because I'm literally like the undead now, but are we bad guys?
She'll grin, like a small chuckle. Not in a sense, maybe, but it depends on your definition of bad.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if it really exists, I'm going to hell anyway, but
like I said, it depends. Bad it's a very broad term. Sometimes there are many organizations that use this as a method to get ahead. It's not the nice method.
I mean, no.
But sometimes you have to delve through the mud for a bit in order to make yourself a bit clean.
That makes no fucking sense, but sure.
When I got told that first, it didn't make much sense to me either, but you get it eventually. She'll look out the window and you see her looking at the raven with her head cocked again.
She kind of looks back at the bird.
Bird is pecking at the window.
Should we let him in?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Don't let him in. Let him peck.
Does he have a name? I feel like he probably does.
That's Silvio.
I'd say that's a weird name for a bird, but I don't actually know what they call themselves, so Silvio it is.
She gives just this nervous smile, still watching the birds as it goes from window to window.
You okay?
Yeah. I just need you to make sure you do this for me.
I will. Which one do you want fucked with?
One of the main machines that puts the construction company out for at least a week.
Probably the crane then.
They'll need a replacement part, essentially. Don't put yourself at too much risk. Just hinder it enough, okay?
I mean, do you want it like obviously sabotaged or not so obviously sabotaged?
Not so obvious would be wonderful.
All right.
If you have to be obvious about it, at least try and make it look like an accident. something went wrong or something. A
Okay, I
malfunction.
mean, I can't just like take a Dremel to the insides then.
No.
Yeah, no, it'd be super effective, just not.
No, we need a bit of subtlety, unfortunately. She'll give a grin.
You're asking me to be subtle. You are out of options. All right. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
I have faith in you.
She kind of colors a little bit. She's not much of a blusher, but she's.
Just be safe, okay? And I'm literally a phone call away.
Yeah, no, my phone with me.
She just gives you this squeeze of a hand that's oddly clingy.
And she'll squeeze back and check the clock, and then probably head off to work.
And you go and you leave Annie Marie sitting there staring out at the Raven. When you leave, you hear her say mother something in Italian at it. And before you close the door.
Yeah, and she'll. Yeah.
And so you are outside.
She is outside.
You're standing on the porch of the lake house.
Yep.
So, Karen, what exactly are you going to do?
Go to work. She actually, this being Karen, I'm pretty sure she actually has a motorcycle. She's not like a crazy driver. She's a normal driver, which means that she's fucking terrible because she's from Boston. Why she only has 1 point in drive. Anyway, yeah, no, she'll grab her, her tool belt and hop on the motorcycle and head to work.
Are you leaving the lake house? It's a bit of a drive. It's not exactly in the city of Boston. It's kind of just on the outskirts. Those protected lands, inverted commas, kind of things. But the long drive through the few boulevards and stuff like that, a bit of the suburbs, but eventually you come back into the main town of Boston, kind of on the west end. But most of the construction is happening at this point. Expanding, mainly due to the fact that Boston, the high, dense areas on the east and up the north, along the coast. This more west side is a little bit underdeveloped. But so you make your way, and you can see the clear partition and such of multiple construction sites. There's big companies buying out these parts of land, essentially, that are just being like prime real estate, essentially.
Yeah.
And eventually, you pull up to the usual kind of the parking space for your company, what they've kind of cordoned off behind those wire fences with plastic screening on them, so you can't see the cars in, but the gates are open. There's a few people already like just dossing around and such.
Yeah, and she'll tuck her motorcycle, up in a corner where no one else's car will fit. Hook her helmet on the handlebars because it's where it lives. And grab her stuff and go in.
So,
go to check in with the foreman. And
you check in, everything's pretty standard. And just for ease, are you going to be doing anything different on these? No, it's a night shift. They don't work through the entire night just for reasons. Because
honestly, not really. No, she has a job. She does her job. She's pretty good about it.
Exactly. So just in case you were doing anything different, something that you wouldn't normally do. So is that happening or not?
No, I mean, she'll maybe pay a little bit more attention to the other sites because usually, you concentrate pretty hard on what you're doing.
Totally. So just roll me a perception alertness.
Yeah. One.
Sweet. So as you're working through the night, and you go up to one of the kind of about fourth story up. There's always some kind of either apartment block or something that they're working on. You haven't seen the plans exactly. You just know, you get told what to do, and hey, that's what you do. So through parts of as you're moving up towards the steel works, the kind of the concrete wire meshing, still the walls not exactly filled in yet, but the partitions are beginning there. You can see pretty good distance over the surroundings, and with one success, you see the company, the grounds in question. Their grounds a little bit bigger than yours, but there seems to be there's buildings on it a lot smaller, a lot thinner by looks of it. Again, there's rumors. What you know with your intelligence score is
2.
2. Sweet. So what you know is they're building nothing commercial. You can just tell that by the company that's building it, but it's not exactly residential either. You're not sure what it is, but it's not nothing. Probably private sector. Yeah, probably private sector. That's good money. But either way, you can see their grounds are a little bit bigger than yours, but they're a lot more widespread. They're building out rather than up. There's still some shipping containers and stuff just kind of lying around. You can see headlights and stuff, but they don't really seem to be working tonight. Now everything's kind of steady over there. While your guys, you're doing bits and pieces, but nothing major. Kind of cleaning up for the day shift to come in and do some big heavy lifting and stuff like that.
Yeah. Some things just work better during the day. Some things work better during the night.
You're right.
A lot of the night work they end up doing is like road work.
Exactly.
Today they're, I don't know, pouring concrete or something.
So as your shift finally comes into an end, probably about 3:30 in the morning, 3:30 a.m. Yeah. People start dispersing. The cleanup's done. Everything's ready for the extra the concrete to be set for tomorrow. The steel work to be put in. All that kind of funky jazz. And so everybody starts. You can see people in the car park starting to just pull away. The foreman's in his cabin, just paperworking and stuff, but it goes pretty quiet.
Yep. So, one thing she will keep an eye out for as things start winding down, she feels bad for this, but just as an option, are there any signs of wildlife in the area, like a raccoon or rats or anything?
All the sounds of wildlife. A high or low?
Low.
Low roller. There's a few. From working on this place from the start, you had to rip up a few rats' nests under the ground. So there's probably still some lingering about.
Okay. Actually, rat's nest is perfect. Abandoned even is fine. And she will go and if there's the remnants of one that she can kind of grab like chunks of, she's gonna stuff it in a bag. It's not hard to find like a trash bag.
Right. So you grab one of the bags out. The foreman's cabin's kind of got everything on the side. Kind of like a work cabinet with spare tools, like consumable goods and stuff like that. So plastic bags, extra hard hats. You just open the cabinet. It's still open because working hours technically still kind of going a little bit. Just grab like a bin liner or something fairly large, and you can make your way. It's around the other side of the construction site where they haven't really done much yet, but they've kind of cleaned it out ready to do things when they need to. And it's a little bit underground, the digging for pipe work and such. You can see the remnants in there. The trench dug for piping, obviously, and kind of in that, like a brick, an old sewer system, kind of caved in a little bit. There's a whole bunch of like rat's nest shit, just rat shit, all that other stuff.
Yeah, and she'll pull some work gloves on before she goes digging through it, because God knows what they've got in that thing. And some of it could be sharp, and sharp might not be like worrying anymore, but it's not comfortable.
You're right. Yeah, you managed to.
And she'll dig
Sure.
a bunch of nest bits into the bag.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. You just have to jump down the hole, kind of position the bag a little bit, get your hand right in there, and just drag all this shit out essentially, and it just comes pouring out like dust and everything, just poofs up. As you kind of manage to catch most of it in the bag.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, a few last remnants of rats kind of just scuttle out and run off, down the further pipe works into in the ground. But you've got what you wanted at least.
Yep. And then she'll head back up, check and see if there's anybody still around, because obviously she doesn't want anybody seeing her engaging in malicious shenanigans.
Perception alertness. Sweet. So, from what you can see, just by a quick scoping round, you can see the foreman in the porter cabin office, the site office, so to say, quotation marks. You can see like his shadow kind of walking around. He's on the phone talking, kind of pacing, obviously doing something. But there's a few guys in the car park just having a cigarette talking. One of them sat in the back of a truck. Just his two friends kind of stood in front, just idly chatting before they obviously like fuck off and leave. But other than that, it seems pretty quiet.
You do see on the top of one of the construction, like actual buildings you're working on, you do see one of the ravens just kind of perched there, looking right at you and looking around the whole place.
She kind of squints at him like, I see you. I can't tell if you're the same bird, but I see you.
It just flies off and then just plonks itself on another building, you know what I mean? Just flies off into the distance.
She can tell ravens, like they're different from crows, and she's got, enough knowledge that her mother's probably responsible for it. Like, this bird is this one, and this bird is this one. And you don't fuck with that one. But she kind of squints at it and was like, well, yeah. And she will head towards the other construction site. I mean, attempting to be quiet, attempting not to just like walk down the middle of the road. But yeah.
So how are you getting over to the construction site? Because it's not just across the road; it's a little bit away. It's like
she doesn't really want to like ride her motorcycle over though, because that's pretty fucking obvious. It's not one of the loud ones, but it's still noticeable in the middle of the night.
Of course.
So she's hoofing it.
All right, so you're walking through the street.
I mean, well, okay. I mean, if she were to get her motorcycle and leave this site, is there a good place near the other one that she could stop and like tuck the bike while she...
Give me a with streetwise check.
Okay. Perception streetwise. Mm-hmm. One.
It's a bit narrow and you only just miss it as you're passing along, but you see it. You see this narrow kind of slit in between the two construction sites.
She'll
yeah, you see empty beer bottles around the place and all that.
She'll stop there and kind of like tuck her bike in carefully. That way she's gone home for the night. And isn't coming back like God knows how much later if something happens after a possible catastrophe. With her bike still at the other site. Yeah, she'll do that, and then she will take her plastic bag and take a good look at the enemy construction site, because she doesn't particularly want to walk into somebody who's staying late over there either.
So you look over. Generally, like we can see like a lot of the dirt roads and such through it. Shipping containers are kind of dotted around and stacked up. Obviously, materials and such. These guys haven't been as much in work as your company has. But you can see the site office. It's like a two-story porter cabin, like two just put on top of each other with some stairs linking them. And you can see there's definitely lights on there without even rolling. But I would like a perception alert. Let's see if you spot anything else.
Yes. 3 successes.
Yes, you do. All right. So you see this. You see. Actually, you can hear it as well. The hum of one of the cars kind of just parked her off to the porter cabin. Like some form of like Range Rover, a pretty big one at that, fairly new, expensive as such. It's black and the headlights are off, but you can still hear the engine rumbling. As you finally catch it in your eye, there's somebody sat in the driver's seat. The windows open, their arms hanging out, cigarette in hand. You just see from this distance, it's hard to tell, but somebody getting out the back. And
Okay.
what do you do?
She will kind of tuck herself, up out of the way, watch and see which way they're going. Her goal is, I'm assuming there's some kind of big crane somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's a big fuck off crane.
Yeah. Her goal is that crane, which at this point should be dark and there shouldn't really be people anywhere near it.
No. What you do see then is you kind of stay put, just kind of tucking yourself around a bit. As you just kind of watch what's happening, someone gets out the back. In fact, two people do. One, a man in a suit, hair slicked back, looks like to be helping someone out. Well, you can clearly see they're helping someone out. As a wheelchair is put down behind it, and someone's basically just very shakily climbs out and sits in the chair. Looks like a fairly young woman, not especially like beautiful, but decent enough looking, average. She just kind of wheels her way out. Now she's got a folder on her lap and pushes herself through and up the little ramp into the porter cabin.
What kind of car is this, by the way?
This is like a Range Rover, not Evoque. What's the other one? Overfinch. Like a pretty big 4x4, blacked out windows, black engine off. There's two guys. One of them is in the front. One's just helped the woman out the back in the wheelchair.
That's a really expensive car. Okay.
That's a pretty damn expensive car.
I had to Google that. I've never even heard of it before.
Range Rover.
Huh. That's...
I think they're like 100 and whatever the fuck.
She will, Can she see the license plate from here?
I want to say no. Just from this distance, you can see, obviously, there is a plate on it. But, it's kind of the thing where it's just out of range where you kind of like your eyes don't really pick it up as enough. But like I said, you see that the woman in the wheelchair get helped into the porter cabin by going up the ramp, and the door is shut.
And she's kind of like, that's really weird for 3:30 in the morning. And she'll text Annie Marie like, there's some rich lady here in a wheelchair.
It feels
weird.
You get a message back. Observe and avoid, but don't engage.
The immediate mental thought of, duh. Something's not right.
Should basically say, take as much pictures as you can, will be the message.
And the other job? Question mark.
You get a message back. Do you think you can complete it?
Yes.
Then proceed. Take pictures if you can, but be careful.
So she'll kind of she'll wait for them to go inside. Well, she'll try to take a picture from where she is. It's a decent phone. It takes decent pictures at night because
Yeah, before, like I said, before you even texted, you saw them go inside and the door was shut.
Okay.
So you could just see the car. It's on. You can hear the big diesel engine just kind of humming away to itself, and there's someone.
And there's the driver still in the car.
Yeah, he's just sat there smoking a cigarette, like the
She's
window.
Probably not going to go too close to it though. She wants to get close enough to get the license plate if possible, but does not particularly want to call attention to herself, obviously. So we'll do that, but then probably try and sneak around towards that crane.
Totally said deck stealth.
All right. Two successes. No, 3.
3 successes.
I don't think I actually did. I give her a dexterity? I don't think I did.
Versus the driver.
I need a dex specialty, and I have no idea what it would be.
Lightning reflexes or precise.
Sorry,
we can think about it.
Yeah, we'll think about it later.
So versus his perception alertness, he is a bodyguard, so decent enough. Oh dear.
Go figure.
Tazio, you tell me, how do you enter the compound?
I thought defender wins.
That's 4. You got 3.
No, it is. Bastard. I mean, she's got the plastic bag like down at her side, and she's kind of like watching, but she's being reasonably sneaky. Like it's kind of like she's not like crouched tiptoeing around, but she doesn't look like maybe she should be there.
Totally. So you enter the way.
Yeah, I mean she's walking. She's not doing anything dramatic or anything,
but you try and keep out of walking a route which you think would get you just
out of the light mostly, and which isn't normal. Most people tend to walk where they can see.
Totally. And as you kind of walk through, like, round one of the backs, you hear the car door open and shut. Like, he obviously gets out.
Shit. Is there anywhere handy nearby to hide?
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. So what there is, kind of just often a little bit ahead of you, there's a few barrels kind of stacked up with a tarpaulin over them. There's a shipping container with the door slightly ajar. There's a few popped up forklifts. There's fucking an abundance of places. This is a construction yard, of course. There's shit everywhere.
She has seen enough action movies to know that you do not go inside the slightly open shipping container. That is a recipe for disaster. However, she will tuck herself in between a couple of forklifts and kind of crouch down onto the ground. But put the bag so that it's not if someone like rounds and sees her next to it, they won't automatically see the trash bag. They will see, you know, someone with a hard hat and a fucking tool belt.
Totally. So as you know, you kind of take point and begin hiding. You see the man. He kind of appears in the kind of section you've been walking through, trying to just keep out the sight. And he's got a flashlight. Just kind of scans over the area. And roll me a dex stealth again. This time diff 5 because you decided to hide behind forklifts.
Gee.
2, 3, 4. Sweet.
Oh, 4. Yeah, you're right.
Just slightly higher. So he scans over, and you see he looks over and just kind of you see the flashlight go to the tarpaulin to the shipping container, and he walks over to the shipping container, kind of opens it, looks inside, and shuts the door. He points it over at the forklifts. Yeah, holds it there for a couple seconds.
She doesn't breathe. Ah ha ha.
Before moving it over to kind of down at his feet so he can see where he's walking, he begins to move back towards the car. You can even hear the sound of the lighter, like as he's lighting up another cigarette.
She will wait until she hears the car door again.
You wait about 30, 40 seconds, but you don't hear the car door go again.
Shit, he's gonna stay outside. Well, all right. The ground is what, mostly like dirt and gravel?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you can kind of hear people moving on it, so she'll be careful. We'll get back up to her feet slowly. Check and see if he's visible.
You peer out a little bit. You can see he's standing, like leaning on the car. Not exactly in it, but he's around it. So.
Can she get a picture of him from this distance?
Can.
She'll kind of surreptitiously get a picture. Just in case.
He begins pulling out his phone as he's smoking, just leaning against the car. Puts it up to his ear.
She will listen.
All right. So he obviously makes a phone call. And roll me a perception alertness, see how much you can hear. Well, fuck me.
But you're so far away.
Damn it, man. He pulls out his phone. It finally answers. He's like, hey. Yeah. Cut the shit. All right, I know. I know. All right, I'm here. I'm at the fucking site. The boss is inside. It's all good. I told you it's all fucking good. She's doing it. Takes a drag on the cigarette. He told me to bring her here, so she's here. I know. Look, she's gonna get the fucking money. It's gonna get sorted. Stop fucking getting on my ass about it. I don't want to see any more fucking texts. Good. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw some shit around here. I don't fucking know. Checked it out. It all seems pretty clear. Probably just some fucking hobos or some shit. Yeah, I got the guys to fucking patrol. But hey, it's a fucking construction site. They come in here all the goddamn fucking time. Jeez. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't know. Fucking ring her and ask her. She'll fucking tell you herself. Why? No, then he hangs up the phone. You just hear fucking jeez, fucking. No, does he just kind of begin to murmur to himself a bit?
While he's muttering to himself, she will use that opportunity to sneak back off towards that crane.
All right, deck stealth again.
While he's distracted. Four.
All right. Well, you managed to sneak your way past. Now, going through the containers and stuff like that, down the path you originally planned. As you can see, he's murmuring to himself, and he actually does get back in the car now. He gets on the phone again, but you're way too out of earshot to even see as you go around the back of the car and into the main construction site, so to say. And yeah, it's hard. It's impossible to miss it. But the big heavy crane, it's there. It's kind of in the middle. The concrete basing, the counterbalance, swinging high up top of the big, massive concrete slabs. And yeah, it's there. It's dormant. No lights are on. No nothing really. It's pretty dark around here, all things considered.
Thankfully, she can see in the dark.
But you have to activate that first.
That's true. But she will do so, because when you sneak around doing things that you're not supposed to, one does not carry a flashlight. It's a bad day.
Totally.
Yeah, she will activate her night vision. Of course, it means her eyes are glowing. I'm pretty sure.
Eyes of the beast. It does, which means I have to roll something. What is her stuff? Because she knows what she's looking for. Ooh. All right. All right. Continue.
Okay, she's gonna head up to the crane. Her goal is the is a big wiring panel. Which unfortunately this is not going to be like 5 seconds and run. This is going to take a minute. Although she's aware that it is possible she's running out of time. He did mention that people were going to start patrolling. But what she wants to do, pull off the access panel, kind of cut at a couple of wires like they've been chewed on, and then cross wire something so that when they turn the crane on, it's going to short stuff out internally. Then pack it with rat nest and put the access panel back on.
Totally. So, first, it's going to be a series of rolls because it's fun. Let's see, to get off that access panel. How are you getting it off? Finessely or straight yanking it?
Finesse. It's quieter.
Right. Let's have a...
And it won't do damage to it, which would be really obvious when somebody showed up in the morning. She wants them to turn the crane on. There's going to be damage from the cut wires regardless, but she wants them to turn the crane on before they notice that it's been
have a dexterity technology.
Two.
So you managed a tool belt. Aha! They are useful.
They are very useful.
Very useful. So you have the tools. You have the technology.
Technology.
And you pull out your trusty screwdriver and unscrew the screws and bolts. And you manage to take off the panel. Congratulations.
Yay.
So next you want to... So you have the panel off. What's the next plan?
crosswire a couple things first.
All right, cross wiring. That'll be intelligence technology.
Yeah, shit. That is not nearly as good.
No, it's not.
Um,
You gotta know what you're doing.
let me use a willpower for this. Because this is important.
All right.
She's concentrating really hard on what she needs. So 2 successes with the willpower.
All right. So you begin to pull out a few wires. You target the grounding cable for the power supply and the circuitry board. Kind of just mix that in. You square it like I can't remember the exact terminology, but you spur it off from another one. So kind of connecting it in a way that when the power runs through the second cable, not the grounding one, it won't ground essentially and short through.
Yes.
Tom knows a little bit about electronics, but not too much.
Yay.
You short through. That pretty happy with the spur that you've made. You have created something. However, it does look fairly obvious that it's just been moved.
That doesn't look good, Torna. I don't like that. I don't know what you're rolling. but I
Pay
don't
no
like it.
attention to the things happening in the chat.
Pay no attention to the things happening behind the curtain.
No, focus on this panel. Yes,
The panel is live.
yes. In fact, it doesn't because it's not turned on. But go on. You have fucked with it a bit.
And then she'll, like I said, she'll kind of, she's got wire cutters, and you can do a really messy fucking job with wire cutters. And she's got the chunks of rat nest. So she'll attempt to make it look like something has been living in this panel.
So you attack some of the wires with the cutters and kind of cram your rat's nest in there.
And then she's gonna put the panel back on.
Sweet. Yeah, you pick up the panel and I'm not gonna make you roll to put it on because, well, actually no. Yes, I am. Dex stealth.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It is the quietest panel.
That's
3
a good roll.
successes.
So it's a pretty big panel, but you lift it up pretty heftily and place it up and hold it there in place. You kind of just put in the bolts and the few screws holding it
Not
together.
the first time she's done this.
Oh, of course.
First time that she's put a rat nest in one, but you know.
There's a few
New
times you have
experiences
to
every day.
do your odd bits of maintenance on the job, and hey, why not? Just a simple panel's a panel, right?
Yep.
You managed to do it pretty quietly without making too much noise, and yeah, you look pretty happy with what you've done.
And then she is going to wad up the trash bag and shove it in a pocket so that it's not just floating around immediately next to the crane. And then she's actually going to, like, is there a way to leave the construction site probably over a fence that isn't straight back past the guy in the car?
Give me a perception alertness, actually.
Yeah, I suspected that might be the case too.
Because some hinky-dinky shit is happening.
Yeah. Well,
Chance, because I have to roll something.
Who?
Then.
You probably should check your PMs too, Tom, as well.
I know, I can see them. Don't worry. That's why
I don't even know how many PMs I've got. I'm not paying attention to them because I don't think they're you guys. 2 successes.
There is a considerable fucking racket back where you came from. It sounds like something banging off the fucking top of the thing here. Going around the place.
What?
If something is something is caught under there, essentially.
Wait, what?
As if something is deliberately like barging its way through the top of the pole or something. It's weird. It sounds like some sort of bird is caught in something. It's the strangest noise. It sounds like something has trapped itself in one of the pipes and is making this natural racket.
She's like, you know what? That's That's a good distraction. I'm gonna use that as a distraction to get myself the fuck out of here.
All right. So you kind of see as the sound of commotion goes on, the two guys in the suits kind of like, like what the fucking in front of like the obvious pile of pipes where this racket's just echoing. Essentially, it's kind of you can hear something in there and it's just echoing outwards. So much so that the two people inside, obviously you can see one of the foremen, bit wearing the building's hat and high vis, boots and tool belt and all, is holding on to a folder. And the woman in the wheelchair comes out. So how are you getting out here? This is very important.
Jesus. What does the exit look like?
So you can go to the exit, which you'll have to kind of go parallel to them and around them.
Around them, which is probably not a great plan.
You can just hop any of the fences anywhere.
Is there a nice dark spot along any of the fences?
Oh, there's plenty. Like, you're in the main construction mod, so it's pretty dark where you are. There's no floodlights on. The floodlights kind of in the office bit, like the entrance where they are.
Okay. Honestly, she will probably just hop the nearest. Well, are there any gaps in the fence?
No.
I wouldn't. It's a construction site.
Yeah,
it would be kind of embarrassing if in an active construction site your fence was jacked up. And there's not barbed wire or anything on the top.
No. It's pretty high, weird, like link fence with the kind of plastic sheeting behind it. The kind of like this is a fence. You can't see through it, but this is a fence, and obviously branding logos everywhere.
Yeah, but you can climb them actually relatively easily.
Yeah. If you wanted to, you could get out and get in. But it's a case of, do you really want to?
She does not want to leave a hole in it. No.
Too right. So
honestly, like she if she looks over and it doesn't really look like nobody's looking over towards the construction site, she's gonna go over the fence. She doesn't really want to go back past where there are people and light.
Totally. So how are you getting out, though? Are you running? Are you being quiet?
Just being quiet still. I mean, quick, but still quiet. Like, take advantage of the distraction, but don't not be careful.
Totally. So dex stealth again, then, please.
Two.
As you begin to sneak out, all of them are kind of like confused by what's going on in this pipe. All fairly fucking interested in it. And with 2 successes, you're fairly fucking quiet. But she needs to be wrong, and still have that active. So as you make your way over, you climb up the fence and you're kind of turning back just to have that last look. You see the woman in the wheelchair. She turns and she clearly fucking looks you in the eyes. Kind of narrows her eyes to look at, like, kind of leaning forward a bit to kind of see you.
Oh, she's down off that fence so fast.
And you're just straight over and gone.
Like, nope, definitely was not here.
It doesn't matter anymore because now you can't see them and they can't see you.
Yep.
Safe.
Well, I mean, safe-ish. She's still, like, once she gets her motorcycle, she's gonna walk it for a bit before she turns it on.
All right. Well, you walk it. Yeah, you walk it through the. Walk it backwards first, and then down the street a bit. Kind of, I assume, jogging with it just to be a bit quicker.
Yeah, but I mean, she's not. She's on it, but you can like kind of just kick your feet.
Funny walk with it.
It's kind of hilarious, yeah.
You get around.
But she doesn't want to start the motor until she's a little further away.
You get away. A block down. Just kind of through the road, and eventually you fire it up, and it kind of bursts into life.
Yep.
And hey, what do you do?
She heads into town as opposed to like off. She goes someplace that there might actually be traffic at 4 o'clock in the morning. Just in case. Mildly paranoid.
Totally. But yeah, no, you make your way into more downtown area. You know, this time of night, the clubs, that kind of section. There's probably going to be some traffic around there, probably not a lot of three, but yeah, there's enough that you get down there eventually. There's a few cars there passing by up and down, but nothing major. Lights, neon lights from some of the bars and shit still kind of on, but mainly people walking out and doors already closed up and shut up.
That was a stupid question. Do you have to deactivate Eyes of the Beast?
Yes.
Shit. I've never used it before. She would have.
To be nice, I would say you can deactivate it after you got over the fence.
Yeah, I didn't obviously think of it beforehand.
So,
she will definitely deactivate it before she gets where people can see her.
Totally. So I will be nice. I'll say you deactivate it after you dropped over the fence. Because hey, street lights.
Yeah. Having it on the way out was probably useful, though. So.
Exactly. You need to see where you're going.
Yeah, but it means she's more visible in the dark. Oh well.
But alas, you are now kind of ish a little bit in the thicker of town.
Yeah, she'll
bits and pieces going around. A few cars passing by, nothing major.
Yeah, she'll go find some place to stop and probably text Annie Marie.
What do you say to her?
You home?
You just get a reply, yes.
I'm headed back.
You just get the thumbs up emoji.
And yeah, she'll head home.
You drive to the lake house.
Yep, still kind of weirded out.
You drive there and you see there when you arrive at the lake house and park up, again the water seems to be more ripply. You see a collection of ravens on top of the house now. There's at least 4 of them.
She just kind of looks at them.
They all turn and look at you almost ominously.
Kind of like waves.
They all like have the
And parks her bike. Pokes her head inside to see if people are inside or out doing stuff.
You see Annie Marie pacing around inside talking to somebody.
Who is she talking to?
This man.
I believe she has met him.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to. It's going to take me a while to remember who's who and.
And then you see sitting around talking as well is another woman, but you can't make her out too clear. You just see him first because he's just leaning against the window smoking a cigarette, and then eventually when he moves, you see another woman with kind of multicolored hair chatting as well. The 3 just seem to be having a fairly, it doesn't look intense. It just seems more like this is business conversation essentially. But again, they just seem to be all relaxed. The multicolored woman looks a bit tense. Anna Marie looks like she's pacing. This guy looks like he doesn't give a flying fuck. Looks so relaxed.
That's the Primogen. I remember.
That's your grandsire.
Yep. Grandpa Arno. She'll kind of like lean her head around and then, but not like try not to be seen, but clearly trying not to interrupt whatever's going on.
You hear eventually, I see you.
Should I go back outside for a bit, or?
No, sweetheart, come in.
She'll head over.
the door. When you walk in, Anna Marie is just pacing around. Arno is sitting there against the wall smoking a cigarette. And, well,
I did some damage. If it goes the way I'm hoping it should be, it should total the crane for the morning, but I think the lady in the wheelchair may have spotted me. I don't think anybody else did.
did you get a good look at you?
I was a ways away, so I wouldn't think so. I think my eyeballs were still on, though.
Turns and looks at the multicolored woman.
She raises an eyebrow.
I reckon we should be fine.
They'll know it's hers, but
But they don't know who she is.
no.
Plausible deniability. Smirk over at Karen with this like devil grin, essentially.
I did set it up so you can blame it on a bunch of rats, if that helps.
Wow. Now that is impressive.
And they chew up stuff all the time, so.
That's good. I like that. Grin.
Yeah, no, one of the birds was making a lot of noise, so I kind of bolted, but
The birds do that. That's a just like wink, essentially, at Annie Marie and Helena.
Yeah. They do that.
For the record, Annie Marie just kind of rolls her eyes, essentially.
she looks slightly relieved. Kind of like, oh, good. I was, in fact, supposed to run away, not try to save some stupid bird that got stuck in a pipe. Good. Called that. Okay. Wasn't sure.
So, Helena, what do you think of our budding little neonate?
Looks at him. Looks at her. Oh, she did it. That's shrugs.
Oh, she did, and she did it just the way I like it. Leans back, smirking.
I'm sure she did.
Hey, subtle. I dig that shit. You shouldn't blow up the building. With shrug, smirking just slightly.
At least she didn't. I mean, what can you expect? They're both soldiers.
Stands up, pats Annie Marie on the shoulder. Annie Marie instantly relaxes. He'll swagger over right into Karen's face, essentially.
She kind of blinks and like leans back a little bit if he gets like really in her face.
Oh no, like he's not like going up in your purple circle or anything.
Oh, okay.
But he just gets close and he leans in. He has these really feral looking eyes.
Blow up the building?
Nah, you don't need to worry about that.
She said subtle, so I figured that probably wouldn't have.
It's fine. You don't need to worry about that.
Yes, sir.
So, Dancing Fox, you did good. You did real good.
Thank you.
Just keep yourself, pinpoint eyes and all that. You don't want anyone watching, but nothing too serious.
Yeah, sorry. I forget that still.
Hey, you're new. Looks over at Helena, like smirking again. He seems to just, again, so relaxed, so chill.
He always seems to be smirking when she sees him, and it is a little off balancing.
Well, I had an idea for you. Why don't you work with Helena for a bit? Since you did so good. Be working with my beautiful Annabelle. Annabelle looks down, fiddling at her hair. And Helena, why don't you work with them?
Okay. Like there's a clear note of uncertainty. Like she's like, I'm pretty sure Helena doesn't want to, but okay.
You can roll a perception empathy on Helena if you want to.
Totally.
Yeah. Nope.
Empathy's overrated.
Overrated.
You look at Helena, and she's just kind of staring at him, with a raised eyebrow, just like, it's kind of the whole thing. You can see from her, just like, really, you're doing this now. Why are you smiling so much? Stop it. But she doesn't seem to react to anything that he says. Just kind of like, just stop.
Yeah. Helena and Annie Marie will take good care of you.
She nods like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this thing.
She just grins, Well, I better get going. I got places to be, and I gotta check on my birds. So, great seeing you again, Karen.
And you, sir. Kind of nods.
Sir. Call me Arno. Better yet, call me Grandad. Makes me feel old.
Yes. Granddad.
Grins and winks over at the two other women. Well, if you ever need me, stop by. As he just starts whistling as he's walking out, and you hear him actually look up at the roof, and you hear "Ray!" as the ravens just shoot out into the woods as he's walking.
He makes her nervous. Like, people with that attitude are usually one of two things, or both. A, completely crazy, or B, really capable of beating the shit out of you, and she's not super happy about either one. But yeah, so she'll go find herself a chair. Kind of sit there. Really awkwardly.
Annie Marie's just awkwardly rubbing her arm.
So, looks like we're all going to be a little group.
Guess so? Yeah.
Can't wait.
I mean, you'll like her. She's pretty spunky. She give a fond smirk over at Karen.
She kind of gives like that sort of like awkward smile, like, yes, look at me. I'm spunky and you definitely don't hate me.
She just shakes her head and smirks a bit. Yeah, all right. All right. Sure, whatever. Whatever you say. I just hate that smile.
Hey, you know he means well.
I know. I know he means well. Just how he does it.
Just awkwardly nods.
I'm pretty sure I missed something. I mean, like, a lot of things, but...
You can totally peony the two of them.
Go, no, she's saying this out loud.
Oh.
I mean, but yes, why not? Because I love failing at this role.
Peony is overrated.
Oh, 1 success.
Look at that.
It's okay.
So you're doing one by one, or you trying to do like the whole room in general?
We'll do one of them at a time. We'll do Danny Marie first.
She looks sad and a mixture of relieved, and then a mixture of tension. There's like a mixture of all three, but 1 success. It's tension, sadness, and relief.
Not bad for 1 success. And nothing for Helena.
Yep. She's smiling. Smiling is good, right?
Helena. So far, given her experiences with Helena, Karen is reasonably certain that Helena is not happy about anything ever, actually. But sure. But yeah, she'll just... I'm pretty sure I missed something. A lot of some things, but
It's fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. We'll take good care of you.
Yeah.
people keep saying that.
Well, we're probably the best two to mean it. She'll grin.
We are all family after all.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, I guess. You look really tense, though. And she
Me?
will actually look at Annie Marie when she says it.
Oh, that's all right then.
Oh, I'm fine. Just long day. She gives a little nervous smile.
I did get like a couple of pictures, but not any of the wheelchair lady, by the way. But like the car. Was this like an actual job or some kind of weird test? Because now I'm really not sure what the fuck just happened.
It was a bit of both. She'll
Bit
walk
of
over.
both.
She'll take your phone off you and you see her transferring the photos over. She seems to smirk then suddenly. As she's like transferring the photos over, like smirk rises on her face.
Karen like leans over to make sure that she has not just been texted like a dick pic or something that has, because it wouldn't be the first time.
She'll just hand the phone back. Well, she got the car
What's-
at least.
And it was less likely to yell at me. What's so funny?
Nothing. Nothing.
And I'll give you 3 guesses who that in the wheelchair was.
Oh, I know. I know who it is. I know by the make and model of the car and the license plate already.
I mean,
Smirks.
I can describe her if it helps.
Oh, I know who it is.
Oh, and I have a very good idea.
She drives.
Oh.
She changed that car last month.
She's after money. The guy, the driver, was yelling at somebody who'd apparently been up his ass about bringing her there. He said that she kind of like tilts her head to the side, like she's trying to remember. She'd get it done, and she'd get the money.
Money.
So I don't know if this is like mafia bullshit or what. And the foreman was carrying some kind of folder around.
Folder. Excellent. She'll take out her phone and begin typing really quickly, looking up at Helena.
What? Sits there cross-legged, like one hand holding her head, just like, I'm bored.
You could talk to your guy. You know, the kid.
I could.
He could probably find that foreman.
Oh, I know. I probably have a few that could find that foreman.
Or do you want me to send Scarface?
No. At least want him alive.
She grins.
I'm probably not traumatized as she stands up.
Are you? Yeah. She just nod awkwardly.
Right, I'm going home.
Oh, she'll pull in a drawer and hand her something. It's like a little piece of note, essentially.
Doesn't even read it, just kind of holds it in her hand, just looks at it. What's this?
That's from... She'll like crane her head up and think. That is from Scarface.
Great. Wonderful. Yay. She just starts walking out.
You should probably go check on him.
I'm going. Got a few hours left anyway. And she walks out.
Karen's just gonna like sit there and look awkward. Like, still confused. She is spunky, but sometimes she's not real bright.
She turned and look over at her. So,
I don't know. How deep does this stuff go? I mean,
That's-
like, I know there's more of us than I've met, but
there's a few of us, yeah. It goes deep, but the best thing I can tell you is know as much as your level applies. Right now, you're only starting out, so know everything about starting out and then apply a different level to it. Because otherwise, you're just going to overburden yourself.
that seems like reasonable advice. I just don't want to do something dumb and get in trouble.
You didn't. You did actually really well. Slight complication, but nothing serious. We've been playing this dance game before, so. And Arno's happy, so which means a lot of us are going to be happy.
I mean, yeah, he's in charge, so that generally helps.
Tugs at her arm nervously. Yeah.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
No, you keep doing that thing, and it's not nothing.
Well, I was just worried.
Yeah, but you're still worried.
Of course I am. I'm always worried.
That is not a healthy way to live, and you should, I don't know, I'd say get like a Xanax, but that's not going to work.
Well, I got you, so you can be Xanax for a while. Gives a smirk.
She kind of like ducks her head and like rubs the back of her head, like, oh, okay. I don't know how that's going to work, but sure.
Do me a favor. We're going to be going somewhere really big fancy soon, and I'm going to get you a dress. But after this big fancy meeting, I want you to make friends with that. You can wear a dress. Just wear something nice.
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna have to take me shopping.
Well, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. It's fine. After that meeting we have, the big, huge one, make friends with that girl.
I mean, I'll try. She doesn't seem like the kind of person who likes other people.
I mean,
really?
Just make friends with her, or at least make friends with the guy who was with her.
Wait, who?
Remember the guy who turned up at the house? The hobo?
Yeah. What's his name?
Lefty.
Yeah.
Make friends with those two.
Okay.
Just trust me on this. Should give her like a hand squeeze.
I mean, he was pretty nice.
Just nods.
Well, she nods like, all right. Yeah. Have you eaten?
A little bit.
Okay.
Be mainly pacing around here all night.
Oh, nods like, all right.
I'm sorry I put you into all this, by the way. Rubs at her jaw nervously.
I mean, like all of this, or just like tonight, all of this.
Tonight, all of this.
Okay. I mean, I'm guessing you didn't have a whole lot of choice in the matter. I'm still not really clear on how, like, I'm sure there's politics, because, like, you're all immortal, so.
let's just say the
You're
meeting
gonna
you're
end up
going,
in
the meeting
politics.
you're going to is going to meet like the biggest boss of the whole thing. It's like
Oh boy.
different factions essentially.
Do
Like
I
I
need to
told
learn
you.
how to like curtsy and stuff?
Curtsying is good, but as long as you're respectful, he's pretty cool like that.
Okay.
I have faith in you, so don't worry. You'll be fine. And I won't make you wear a dress.
I mean, if it's gonna look better that way, then I can wear a
So-
dress.
Some people don't wear dresses. Just wear something nice and, shows you in a good way.
You're still gonna have to take me shopping. I don't think I've got anything fancier than like
We'll work on that. It's fine. It's fine. She kind of like will begin like typing on her phone. In fact, I'm going to order some things and we'll try them on. She starts walking.
Okay. Okay. She's gonna nod to herself, like, all right, I'll go. I don't know, like, poke at the internet or something. It's kind of like I would turn in early because I should be tired, but I'm not because that doesn't happen anymore. So
Yeah, you go off and look at things on the internet. Annie Marie
Yeah,
orders a
she-
fleet of fucking clothes that
oh
arrive.
my god.
And you spend the various night trying them on and awkwardly like poking and shouting at each other about things that fit and things that won't fit, and this is too flashy and this is too that. As I think this is probably
My
where the scene-
tits are falling out of this thing.
yeah, pretty much. As this is, I think, is the best place for the scene to end.
And so, as the two ladies try on multiple clothes throughout the night, it is there where this scene would come to